At 10:17 a.m., the hallway outside a middle school science wing fills with a sound that is neither a bell nor an announcement. It is a steady, pulsing alarm loud enough to interrupt conversation, but measured enough to avoid panic. Classroom doors open in sequence. Students line up, some holding notebooks they were told to leave behind, others glancing at the laminated map posted beside the door. Within minutes, the corridor's empty, and a stream of classes moves toward designated exits. Nothing about this scene appears improvised. The routes are predetermined. The timing is rehearsed. Even the way teachers hold doors or count students reflects a shared procedure. Fire drills in schools are not simply safety exercises. They are the visible outcome of decades of institutional standardization, designed to produce predictable behavior in unpredictable emergencies. Schools occupy a unique institutional position. They gather large numbers of minors in enclosed spaces, often in multi-story buildings with specialized rooms such as science labs, cafeterias, and auditoriums, each presenting different risks. Unlike workplaces, where adults may be trained for specific hazards, schools must prepare individuals with varying ages, abilities, and levels of comprehension. In this context, the fire drill functions as a system of coordination, rather than a lesson in fire response. Its purpose is to ensure that, when an alarm sounds, hundreds or thousands of individuals can move through shared spaces without hesitation or conflict. The drill transforms a potentially chaotic evacuation into a sequence of expected actions: stop activity, form lines, follow a route, assemble at a designated point, and wait for verification. This predictability is not incidental. It is the result of standardized procedures developed through building codes, education policies, and safety regulations that align expectations across districts and regions. The widespread adoption of fire drills in schools emerged alongside modern building safety codes. In the early 20th century, urbanization had led to larger school buildings with enclosed stairwells and centralized heating, systems features that increase fire risk. Catastrophic school fires, often exacerbated by locked exits or poorly marked routes, prompted governments to require regular evacuation practice. What followed was not a single universal model, but a convergence of standards. Fire codes specified the number and width of exits. Education authorities mandated a minimum number of drills per year. Architectural guidelines required illuminated exit signs, outward opening doors, and unobstructed corridors. Over time, these elements formed an integrated system in which drills reinforce the physical design of the building. A fire drill, therefore, does not stand alone. It operates within a network of standardized features: alarm tones, distinguishable from class bells, posted evacuation maps, using consistent symbols, and assembly areas located a safe distance from the building. Each component reduces ambiguity, allowing individuals unfamiliar with the building substitute teachers, visitors, new students to interpret the environment quickly. Unlike emergency events, which are rare and unpredictable, fire drills occur on a schedule. This repetition serves a specific institutional purpose: to embed procedures into routine behavior. In many schools, drills are conducted at varying times of day during lunch, between classes, or during specialized activities to ensure that evacuation procedures are not tied to a single classroom context. Students learn that the alarm overrides the current activity, whether they are in a gymnasium or a laboratory. Teachers practice adapting supervision responsibilities to different settings. Through repetition, the drill shifts from a novel interruption to an expected possibility. This familiarity reduces hesitation. When individuals know what will happen next, they are less likely to pause for instructions or seek clarification, saving critical time in an actual emergency. Institutional memory also extends beyond individuals. Written procedures, staff training manuals, and inspection checklists ensure continuity. Even as students graduate and personnel change, the system persists because its knowledge is embedded in documents, signage, and building design, not solely in personal experience. A fire drill reveals how standardized roles enable coordinated movement. Teachers lead students. Administrators verify that zones are cleared. Custodial staff check mechanical rooms. Office personnel bring attendance records. Each role is defined in advance, reducing the need for on-the-spot decision-making. This role distribution reflects an institutional logic. Emergencies require simultaneous actions in multiple locations. Without predefined responsibilities, individuals might duplicate efforts or overlook critical areas. Standardization ensures coverage. For example, a designated staff member may be responsible for checking restrooms, while another monitors stairwells to prevent bottlenecks. The physical environment supports these roles. Staircases are marked for directional flow. Exit doors are labeled. Assembly areas are mapped to specific classes, preventing crowding. These spatial standards allow large groups to disperse efficiently, even when individuals have limited knowledge of the entire building layout. Fire drills in schools are not isolated practices. They are aligned with municipal emergency response systems. Alarm signals often connect directly to local fire departments. Evacuation routes are designed to allow fire engine access. Assembly points are chosen to keep occupants clear of emergency operations. This alignment reflects a broader principle of standardization. Systems function more effectively when they share assumptions. Firefighters arriving at a school can expect exits to be marked according to code, hydrants to be accessible, and occupants to have evacuated to predictable locations. The drill prepares the school community to meet these expectations, enabling responders to focus on fire suppression rather than crowd management. In this way, the fire drill serves as a bridge between the internal procedures of a school and the external protocols of public safety agencies. Although fire drills follow standardized procedures, they are not entirely static. Regulations evolve in response to new building materials, accessibility requirements, and insights from safety research. Procedures now account for individuals with mobility impairments, designating refuge areas or evacuation assistance roles. Alarm systems incorporate visual signals for those with hearing impairments. These adaptations demonstrate that stability in institutional systems does not require immobility. Instead, standards provide a framework that can incorporate new requirements without disrupting the overall function. The core sequence alert, evacuate, assemble, verify remains intact, even as specific practices evolve. On days when no alarms sound, the presence of evacuation maps beside classroom doors or exit signs above corridors may fade into the background. Yet these elements, reinforced by periodic drills, maintain a shared understanding of how to respond to emergencies. Students carry this procedural knowledge with them as they move through different buildings over the years, encountering similar signage and alarm patterns. The continued use of standardized fire drills reflects their role in maintaining institutional reliability. They transform a complex coordination problem moving large groups safely through shared spaces into a practiced routine, supported by design, regulation, and repetition. Long after the morning alarm stops echoing through the hallway, classes resume, and the building returns to its ordinary rhythms. The drill leaves no visible trace, but its structure remains embedded in the environment and in the expectations of those who occupy it. Through this quiet persistence, the fire drill continues to function as part of a broader system that stabilizes safety practices across schools, ensuring that when uncertainty arises, the response is already known.